So, for those who don't know, Injective is a blockchain built for finance. And what that means is that every single interaction, integration, upgrade, collaboration on the chain level will always be geared towards building the best network for Web3 financial developers. And first, Injective has incredibly fast transaction times with 25,000 transactions being processed every single second. And for those who build financial apps, know how important it is to have these transaction process almost instantaneously, as it can make a very, very large difference with regards to total profits. Second, Injective can natively support a zero gas fee user experience, allowing developers to create dApp that abstracts all the complexity of crypto away for users with zero fees. And Injective also has highly unique self-executing smart contract layer through its WASM-X module. Typically, smart contracts need an external agent to invoke the contract and trigger the logic that's associated with the contract. But with Injective's implementation of Cosm WASM, the smart contracts on Injective can be triggered at each block at the very, very beginning on its own without the need of an external agent, further allowing a developer to create even more advanced applications. And of course, the main differentiating factor for Injective is the plug and play exchange infrastructure. Injective was one of the very first network to have a fully decentralized order book infrastructure on chain, which makes it an ideal place for trading and financial apps to create products that are seamless, efficient, and familiar for DeFi users. It also allows for some of the other unique features like frequent batch auctions and share liquidity to occur. Exchange applications on Injective also natively adopts a hyper-secure and scalable frequent batch option model, which solves some of the capital efficiency issues users see on centralized exchanges or AMMs. The FBA model allows to eliminate front-running issues by batching orders over a discrete time period and by crossing order by priority of a market order, unfilled limit orders, and limit orders from the most recent auction interval. So all orders are not published to the order book until the auction interval ends, which eliminates the possibility of front-running and negative spreads. Now, of course, being able to match all order in one shot allows for massive scalability improvements that enables Injective parallelized order processing, contributing to a 25,000 TPS. Injective also has a shared liquidity model, which means that all dApps are sharing the same liquidity that's available on-chain with an enshrined order book layer. This eliminates the need for smaller dApps and protocols to find and source their own market makers and liquidity. And market makers on Injective that are trading markets are being utilized across all the dApps, and all the flows are also shared amongst these dApps on top of Injective. So all of these things are just some of the features that make Injective tailor-made for DeFi developers. But Injective is not just different on chain level, it's also built differently, so it's easier for DeFi developers to build a Web3 financial application. What we like to say is that Injective has these plug-and-play modules that make it easier for developers to quickly utilize and launch your applications. But being the blockchain built for finance is not enough. Injective not only needs to serve developers within its ecosystem, but if you're truly trying to change a financial system, you also need to meet developers where they are. And this is why Injective launches latest innovation, the multi-VM initiative. So Injective will be the first L1 to offer multiple VMs accessible to all the developers. Each VM will also be fully integrated onto Injective, meaning that you'll be able to leverage all the core offerings and modules, such as the order book, regardless of whether you're building in Rust or Solidity. Every transaction across any VM environment will also be recorded onto a single network, fostering an integrated ecosystem where transactions, liquidity, and user can flow and interact seamlessly with the core financial modules being the common language. So the first of these new VM environment was IAM EVM, which had a high interest from Ethereum developers that Injective built its native EVM integration, which is currently live on the Injective testnet. SVM is a second VM environment, currently developed a rollup in collaboration with Sonic. So Injective's SVM environment is tailored to execute smart contracts written in Rust and adhere to the C level. However, it's inherently different from any other SVM chain because it integrates Solana into the IBC ecosystem, representing a significant advancement in the holistic composability. So how does it work? The Hypergrid protocol deploys both Solana and Cosm contracts to facilitate interoperability. These smart contracts track cross-chain activity and acts as a glue between VM environments. The service continuously scans injective and SVM blocks, detects emitted contract events, and also transforms and stored event data in a structured format, acting as a real-time on-chain listener. And for the executor and sender, these services pick up pending cross-chain messages from the indexer, sign and execute transactions using the secure SEPK 256K1 keys, and really relay the transaction across chains. And of course, to ensure system integrity, the auditor checks that wallets have enough funds for gas, event formats are correct, and transactions are properly processed through every single stage. So in addition to the bridging components above, the SVM feature also provides the following services. The Bridge API, which exposes all cross-chain transaction data to front-end clients. User can see real-time statuses, transaction history, troubleshoot anomalies, etc. And for the Explorer UI, the Hypergrid-powered Explorer shows live cross-chain activity. A user can observe transactions initiated from SVM to other VM environments or chains within Injective. And why does this matter? This gives access to all the benefit that Injective provides, as well as all the modules that are available within the Injective ecosystem. And this approach obviously offers true modular composability. The SVM contract can access Injective native modules like the order book, FPA auctions, and share liquidity pools. All these transactions settle to one global state, regardless of the originating VM. So liquidity, users, and logic can flow freely between SVM, INEVM, CosmWasm, and future VMs. Developers from the Solana ecosystem can now build cross-chain dApps without reviewing their logic and interact with Cosmos and Ethereum-based systems all in one place. And of course, this is an overview and a reminder for the injective modules that the SVM applications can now take advantage of thanks to the native SVM layer. And if you're interested in learning more, I'm hereby inviting you all to the second ever Injective Summit hosted in New York. When filling out the form to attend, please note that you heard my talk through Crossroads, and we'll make sure to approve your invite. Thank you so much.